1 second.
1 second.
I literally dipped out of the room, like holding my nose like this in case if there was any residue on my upper lip or anything.
You Count Dracula it out of there?
Yeah. I sure as shit did Count Dracula it out of there.
Everybody, welcome to One Set. My name is Anthony Irvin.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
This is my co-host, Jim Green. This has been a year in the making.
It's really been 23 years in the making. Who wants to tell it, you or me? I don't know. Let's do it.
What's up, everybody? Anthony Irvin here, along with my co-host, Mr. Jim Green. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing today?
Doing good. Yeah, halfway through the day today, I found out my boxers were on backwards, so it was a great day.
Yes. I like how immediately my head went to, oh, so you were wearing them inside out because you were hoping for snow tomorrow for a snow day? Like,
it did not snow.
Yeah. It's not even what you said. You said you wore them backwards. I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking?
Because I'm going into the restroom and I'm like trying to, do the whole like, where's this thing? Like, oh God, they're backwards, and then you have to deal with all that crap, Yeah, God, let me just go back to bed and wake up again and start this day over with.
You said halfway through the day at work today, you went to the bathroom and you're like, are you kidding me right now?
Are you kidding me like I just told my boss, like, yeah, I gotta go. I really didn't, but that's how I felt.
You were like, man. Nah, I'm trying to think. Oh, I've got this one embarrassing story. I'll tell you off air.
It's too embarrassing.
It's not too embarrassing. It's just like the level. It's just like mildly graphic, and it's not something that we should publish. People will be like, "Oh,
that'd be too long of a whoopsie."
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Or a very long pencil, like.
Could you imagine? I mean, we have the technology to do that. No, I can't think of any. I mean, yeah, totally can. I mean, there's the like when you got to go to the bathroom and you got to go to the bathroom and then there ain't no bathrooms.
Worst.
What do you do? Yeah.
So here's maybe something with since I had like an embarrassing type thing. So when you're teaching, or like when you're in the middle of your class, have you had a moment where like an embarrassing moment, like, oh crap, like then you couldn't get out of it, you had to just teach the rest of the time, or something like an embarrassing moment you just found out during teaching one time?
I think, and this is not even like that bad. It's not like I accidentally like ripped it or anything. Like that's pretty bad. Or like, want to let a silent one out and then just like it everywhere.
Well, we're done today, kids.
Thanks, kids, for coming to this one.
Thanks for my TED talk. Like
that one. No, I honestly, it's like the sneezing and stuff coming out. And not just like a little bit of stuff, but like if I have like a little bit of postnasal drip mucus backup, I an ex of mine, she was a dancer. She was at college doing a class and needed a couple dancers to come in to demonstrate choreography that she had come up with. Like, she wasn't allowed to demonstrate it. She had to present it to other dancers to be able to present to the room. So me and a former teammate of hers demonstrated, and like I'm because it was at the same college that I went to, so I'm pretty sure that the her like professor instructor knew who I was, because like I was on the dance company for a minute. It was like the year that I left school because we had opened the studio kind of thing. So I had auditioned for the dance company in the fall, and then in the spring I was slated for these pieces, but that was at the time that we were just getting in and building the studio. So I unfortunately emailed them and said I couldn't finish out the season because I was actually not even finishing out the semester.
Right.
I was just that bogged down with prepping everything that I couldn't get it all done. Back to the story real quick. And it's super quick. We were, demonstrating, and about 30 seconds in, I just had to sneeze. I sneezed and it went all up my arm. It was not that much, but like I looked down and saw it, and I was like,
uh-oh.
I looked at everyone, and I was like, 1 second. Just 1 second.
1 second.
I literally dipped out of the room, like holding my nose like this in case if there was any residue on my upper lip or anything.
You Count Dracula it out of there?
Yeah. I sure as shit did Count Dracula it out of there.
Yeah.
So luckily there was a restroom right there, and I was able to clean it up and blow my nose. And as soon as I'm done washing my hands and like I'm ready to walk out, I was like, did that really just freaking happen? Right?
Yeah.
So I walked in, I smiled at everyone, I was like, sorry guys, that was unexpected.
Who's ready to dance?
Yeah. It's part of the choreography. I'm sorry.
You just achoo. Like, isn't that a dab? Like, no, I did.
Yeah. I did the original dab.
Yeah.
Except you actually have to sneeze a shit ton of mucus on your arm.
They just invented the clean version.
That's it. Yeah, I mean that is okay, dialing back to childhood. Trauma.
Drama.
Yeah, I got off stage one time. Was wearing black pants, and my instructors came up to me and they were like, "So you're wearing black jazz shoes and black slacks, wearing white socks? What are you, Michael Jackson?" That wasn't the embarrassing part. I got back to the dressing room. I was like, I don't see what the big deal is. And I go to get changed. I realized my fly was down while I was on stage. And it wasn't like I was wearing black undergarments.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
God, I was like 12 or 13. And once I realized that, I was devastated.
Right.
It's not bawling my eyes out like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But I was just like, oh.
Whoopsie.
Last time I let that happen ever again.
Right.
I mean, for all I know, nobody saw anything or noticed anything, but this was I was in a routine where I was doing toe touches. So very good chance that the fly was going peekaboo, right? Oh man. The times. I guess like we're talking about like little mishaps. I mean, I had I haven't really bombed like messed up bad um on stage too many times. Um I've had performances where I felt like I wasn't my best, which is totally
Yeah,
not the same thing. I
for
still,
sure, 100% same.
you know, recap the choreography and hit my marks. I mean, that's like a given. That's more frequent. Um on stage, I definitely want to do like a side flip this one time, which I had previously landed successfully um multiple times, but I got on stage. I don't know if it was because I was winded from previous performances. There we go. Um, but I got to the point in the routine where the music called for the flip, and I didn't rotate enough, so I landed on my feet, but I like fell on my
Yeah.
side. I think um, I talked about we we did the point blank journey in the one episode early on. I remember
Mhm.
that. I talked about the face plant because we had a really tight stage and I had to do a round off back tuck.
Yes.
And I was face down on the floor. I was like, oh, that was not good.
Right.
And then other than that, I had the broken collarbone wall flip fail, epic fail
Right.
when I was 17, which I know I talked about. Um, Luckily, didn't need surgery for that.
Mhm.
Just ye old me. Um, yeah, I can't think of any major major. I mean, we're not even talking like embarrassing things that we were talking about previously. I'm talking about like bombing or like botching
Yeah.
something real bad.
Right.
Um, I think there, were a couple times we used to like basket launch, which you've seen.
Mhm.
Our buddy, we used to launch him in the air and he'd flip. He used to, well, the not he used to. The one time we were in Brooklyn doing a competition, and the place was so hot that we were sweating before we even walked on stage. I don't remember if I talked about this, but like our hands were sweating. So when he went to hop up into our hands,
Oh, jeez.
his feet were slipping in our hands,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God!" And then he just like we felt hit like me and my buddy, we were like getting ready to throw him, and he's like, "I'm just gonna go for it." He slipped going into the flip, but fortunately, he got enough torque that he was able to get around to his feet.
Right.
Because usually you remember we used to launch him all the way up there.
Yeah, he would go pretty far, pretty high.
Yeah, I mean I'm standing almost 6 foot tall, and his head was like well over ours with his feet all the way up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but
Excuse me.
that was you're all good, man. It's like almost 1 a.m. at this point recording for this one.
Yeah, doing
So
this one.
yeah, we apologize for lacking a little bit of energy on this one, y'all. The next one, we know that we're recording, we will be starting at our regularly scheduled time, so we will be a little more Blake Lively for that one.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier that these next couple are gonna kind of be batched a little bit and just kind of doing a couple at a time because we have a busy couple weeks. And the month of May is gonna be busy for both of us with me playing shows and Jim doing some competitions. So we figured we just batch a couple episodes to try to give ourselves, if we need a week where we can't really record, we at least have an episode, and we are gonna be able to stay consistent with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, this one, once it airs on the 13th, Friday the 13th,
The 13th.
the 13th. Yeah, the next one is supposed. We're tentatively scheduled for the live one, so we're stoked for that one. We got a couple surprises lined up for that.
Yeah. If you guys are watching this
So
now, it is Friday the 13th.
yeah. Which, and you got any Friday the 13th stories? Like, I mean, I was never like, I remember being kids and people used to make a big deal about it. And I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
obviously Jason Voorhees, like, you know, the like all the Friday the 13th movies and stuff like that,
yeah,
which I haven't seen any of them, to be honest with you.
I've seen, the one or two of the first three. I've seen Jason X. I've seen a handful of them, but I don't think I've seen all of the Friday the 13th. I've always been more of a Michael Myers person. I think I've
Mm.
seen all of the Michael Myers movies. I can't really say that I've had like any Friday the 13th stories. I've never really had anything bad happen to me on Friday the 13th, as I knock on wood. But
If we
you
don't
know,
have the live episode next week, guys, you'll know why.
yeah, if you don't hear from us next week, you'll know why. But as far as it comes from, like, horror movies, and we could probably get more of this when we get into the October era.
Yeah.
But I've never really been too much into the scary movie type realm, but like I like watching Michael Myers and like the old slasher films and stuff.
Mhm.
But like I'm a big fan when I was a kid. Was which I loved watching, but it always scared the shit out
Whoopsie.
of me, was watching Monster Squad. And our good friend Matt Kelly, that we had on a couple episodes back on episode 11. If you guys want to check that out, uh, he was in the Monster Squad documentary that they just put out. And,
Mm.
just watching that whole movie as a kid was amazing, but again, scared the crap out of me every time I would watch it. Uh, so that's like, I guess, the height of, watching scary movies for me is, watching the Wolfman and all those other things. But I always really liked, I the last couple years, it's always been something of a tradition to me. Like, I always, when they have like the Michael Myers marathon, I try to watch almost every movie that they put
Mm.
out. So that's always been like a little thing for me that I get to, like, usually that's like, okay, Halloween is not Halloween until I see the first Halloween, the second Halloween, and maybe one of the reboots or something,
Right. I know.
excluding Rob Zombies, because I mean, Rob Zombies was okay, but the newer Michael Myers ones are where it's at for me.
Right. I know Cheyenne is a huge Michael Myers fan. Miles Myers fan.
Miles.
He's Miles. He's her favorite for sure. In fact, the last time that you and I were recording, she was actually in the other room watching the new one, which she hadn't seen yet.
Okay.
She was pretty hype on that.
Yeah, I think the last, yeah, the two
Halloween
that we
Kills.
had, yeah, Halloween Kills was really good. I'm looking forward to the third one, and that's actually coming out in October of
Wait,
this year, I think. So
I thought that was the third one, and then they announced
that
that there was going to be a fourth one.
it's going to be Halloween Kills just came out. The next one that's coming out is Halloween Ends. That's the last one in this series. So this will be, I think this is a trilogy, I'm assuming.
I
We
I
can
thought
we
I
can
heard
double
that they
we
were
can
doing a
we can
fourth
fact check
one.
that. But I know Halloween Ends is the next one coming. And again, fact check me if I'm wrong, but I think it's coming out this October. They just got done wrapping on it, and I think they're planning on it coming out in October. But yeah, I did like Halloween Kills. Again, I mean, at this point, again, 1, 2, 3. Spoiler alert. If you didn't think that Michael Myers wasn't still going to be alive in this one, then you haven't really been watching a lot of Michael Myers movies for a while. I mean, uh, I do think we're going to get a. I would like to hope we get a cool ending on the Halloween Ends movie side, and there's a lot of different ways that I think that it might end up, and maybe we'll get maybe we'll do a a movie preview for that later in the year, when that if we do see that it's coming out in October, maybe we can do like a movie like preview of what we probably think might happen. So maybe that'll be something cool to kind of go with.
Yeah, maybe we could just wait for October to actually like dive into all this, because I've seen like bits and pieces here and there, but I actually haven't seen any of them all the way through.
Yeah. You got to see the original all the way through, which is the classic one. Halloween 2 is good. Everybody always says between 4, 5, 6, H2O, they're all like, because the 3 that the 2 that just came out, they're basically starting from the what happened after the first movie, and then it's 40 years later from that night. So everything in between those, they don't even count Halloween 2. Everything in between that, they're making it like it never happened. So basically, Michael got caught that night at the end of the first movie, and he, got put in the insane asylum, and it's been 30 years since that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked how they, kind of excluded all that, and then
trying to write it out.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like they almost like had like a clean slate to be like, okay, whatever you guys saw didn't happen. This is where we're starting it back from. So that was cool the way they did that. And yeah, I from what I felt with the second one, I liked how they did it, but again, you knew he wasn't going to die in the movie. I mean, they already were saying there's going to be 3 in there. Why would you make a third one if Michael's not going to be in there?
Right.
So it's a matter of just you wanted to know, okay, he's going to be alive at the end of the movie, just what's going to happen at the end of the movie. So, then comment below if you guys want to, see a movie review from us on the Halloween Ends movie later in the year, if you guys are interested. And we'll definitely get that if you guys are interested in seeing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is saying Halloween Ends is supposed to be this year. I swore there was another one that they announced. Oh, yep. Never mind. This is talking about the actual date itself. Never mind. CBs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I guess just to segue into like some of the, I have seen The Exorcist, which is like obviously a classic.
Have I seen that all the way through? I don't think I have. I've seen bits and, like I said, I've seen bits and parts, but I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to talk about how she saw that in the theater.
My mom did too,
and it scared the shit out of her. Like everybody in that theater was like blown away.
Yeah, my mom used to have like visions of the girl in her backseat while she's driving, kind of thing. Like that's how terrified she was.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yep. I mean, for me, I just I mean, my parents didn't like really bring me up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess as a teenager, I saw The Ring. The Ring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I saw the second one too. And then I saw The Grudge, which was like kind of
I saw a little bit of that too.
Not a spin-off, but it was kind of because like the creepy boy like looked just like Samira, the creepy girl from The Ring.
It wasn't like the same people who directed, like didn't they have like the same directors or something?
Yeah, so I was like, this is you guys just money grubbing us, right?
Yeah.
So I saw those. I saw the first 4 of the Saw installments.
That's one thing that I would definitely want to get back into, is because I didn't catch up on Saw until I think maybe into like the 3rd or 4th one. But I've watched them all, I think. But I didn't really start actually going to the theaters to watch them until like about maybe the 3rd or 4th movie or something.
Yeah, I think I think the second one was coming out, and I was hanging out with someone, and they're like, "You gotta watch the first one." I was like, "I don't know, I don't really do horror movies," and they're like, "It's not like a horror movie; it's just really, really gory and gruesome. It's more of a
Yeah.
thriller, and if it's about these like death challenges, and if you don't beat the challenge, it's like the way that these people
Yeah.
are killed is like wild, right?"
And I wouldn't mind
Um,
watching something like that. Like I don't mind gore and like
yeah,
bloody
I
stuff.
can
Like it's
actually,
just
I,
yeah.
I mean, I used to be able to tolerate it pretty well, and then like there's some things I watch now, and I'm just like, oh, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cheyenne showed me the new Texas Chainsaw. I never saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if I think I saw a good amount of the first one, but that's another one too. I do like watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think I saw maybe two of the ones that were rebooted
Yeah.
in the theater, maybe one of them. But yeah, I thought they were really cool. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind the gory movies and stuff, but when it's like the the ones that are like giving you like the suspense and something pops out, nah. Like haunted houses, don't even ask me. You're not even gonna get. No. You can
I
pay me
love
the
it.
most amount of money. I will say no. I'm not
Oh
doing it.
man,
I was
I can
never a haunted house person.
I can do the haunted attractions like pretty fine because I'm like, all right, nothing's happening to me here. Okay, these people are actors. These kind of places wouldn't be open if people got hurt. And like I can wire my brain like that to go in and be like, this is fine. And dude, we're gonna talk about this again in 6 months, honestly.
Yeah, and we can go
But it's
further. But yeah, I can. You can try to be like, well, is if you kind of brain power your brain to just say like, oh, this is fake, then it won't be a no. Okay, I know it's fake, but I'm still not getting in there. Like,
it's it's the movies that are based on true stories. Like I'll tell you what I saw in the theater was The Strangers.
oh yeah,
That that
yes,
messed me up. That
dude,
messed me up.
that first scene when he turns on the light and the dude's in the window, holy shit,
Whoopsie.
that scared the hell out of me.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I mean,
that's like what like how you have those images that's one image that from that movie that always I'll never forget cuz like they're just going through the motions of that whole scene and then they show the window and then they turn on the light and the guy's right in the window. Just a silhouette. And it's just the scariest thing that I'm like, holy, and you don't expect it.
dude, I don't even necessarily remember that visual, but what I do remember the ear like the level of eerie of when that chick's like, is Tamara home? Like at the door when
Yeah.
she answers the door and that creepy girl's there and just she's like, is Tamara home? And just the lighting's really like weak.
Yeah,
And I'm
like
like,
just
oh
enough
God,
light.
this is creepy. And just the way it ends. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. Spoiler alert. Um, just the people don't escape and they're like stabbed really slow and
Oh
like
yeah.
it's not like a vicious like
No,
get
just like one by one. There's
just
yeah.
and just the way that they're like yelling out because it's slowly impaling.
Oh
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how that would have to be the worst way to go. One of the
yeah,
worst ways
I'm
to go.
yeah. I mean, burning alive does not sound fun. Drowning
No,
does not sound
drowning.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, uh, I did see Silent Hill, which is based on the video game, which was pretty messed up, actually.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No, and then, you ever see Orphan?
Yes, wasn't that based off
They
of what was the movie that they based
the
it off
like.
of? Wasn't it a reboot of The Orphan or what is something wasn't it like
I
something
don't.
with Damien or something? That
Oh,
had
you're
the
thinking. You're thinking. Oh shoot.
There was a movie based off of that.
No, it's another movie that starts with O.
Yeah.
Omen. Omen. That's
There
what it
you
is.
go.
That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is.
Yeah.
I tell you, I mean, this isn't something that happens at the end, and if you haven't seen it, you may or may not. If you have seen it, you already know.
I probably won't, so it's all good. Like
when like early on in the movie when he jumps off the roof.
Hmm.
And well, he jumps off the roof and he's got the noose. And this is at like a kid's birthday party. And they're like, Damien, what are you doing? And he's just like, bit. And then I was just like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't go out of my way to watch it. I was flipping channels. It was on. I was like, what's this? And then I was like, oh. And I saw what year it was from. Or I think my parents might have been around. This was quite some years back, maybe 5-10 years ago. And my mom was like, that's a reboot. That was remade off of an older, like the original version was still really, really like twisted and sick.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah, I didn't just figure that out.
Like, no, don't worry, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I've never seen any of the Conjurings or the Nun or Annabelle, and like Cheyenne swears that I need to see them all, and I'm like, well,
you ain't getting it from me. Like, no.
Yeah, no. I mean, I saw Pet Cemetery. That one was creepy. The new one. I didn't see the old one.
I think I saw maybe a couple scenes from the original one. I don't think I saw the new one.
Yeah, and then I mean that's.
I saw the reboots of It.
I saw the first reboot. I didn't see the second one. I heard it was good.
Second one's good. Yeah. But the first one, I didn't want to see it in theaters, so I was on Twitter and somebody was live streaming it. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna watch it right through in here. And it got to the point where, again, 3, 2, 1, spoiler, when they're watching, the film on the projector, and all of a sudden the film just starts going crazy, and then he pops out of that thing. I'm like, oh, like, thankfully it was just on your phone. Oh yeah, like the 3D action of it.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff where it feels like it's coming at you. That it's like that really like throws you in, like back in your seat hard, right?
Yeah. I was never the one to like being scared, like to be the one like to the one that's like, oh, I'm gonna scare this person. I never liked being scared. It was never like, there's some people that are like, oh, I like being scared of blah blah blah. Like, no, I don't like it. Like, leave me alone.
I was at my studio late one night 3, 4, 5 years ago, and I had been dropped off there. So I was choreographing late. It was one of those nights where I was there late, and the person that I had arranged to pick me up was like, look, I'm gonna be up for a while anyway, so you just let me know when you're done. I was like, all right, I think we're gonna call tonight or whatever. And I'm in the room, I'm kind of just reviewing things, I'm kind of just on my phone tooling around because I was like trying to be creative and not on my phone. And so I'm like just scrolling and stuff. I had the shade open, and I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and the person that was there to pick me up was just standing there, like,
oh Jesus,
real creepy, and it wasn't well lit. Freaked me out. I had a half a gallon of Wawa tea. I threw it out the window. Like, it was just an instinct. I was like,
for the love of Allah. Like, I would have done the same thing.
Oh my God. Dude, the last time we recorded, is that no, this is 2 weeks ago. My bad.
Yeah.
And P.S. not real time for y'all, but that doesn't matter. It was a previous recording that we were doing. We had just gotten done, and we were chatting. And remember, I like took my Beats buds had died, but because this is what this is the audio channel that the recording is done in. Even after the recording process, when I turn it off, the audio didn't switch back to the computer, like the computer main mic input. So you couldn't hear me on your end. And this was at the apartment, by the way. And I saw the door creak. I saw the door creak open just a little bit. Just a little bit. I thought the dog had pushed the door open. I like looked like this, and I saw an eyeball, and it freaked me out.
Get the hell out of here!
It was Cheyenne peeking out because she had to use the bathroom, and I was like,
dude, you cannot do that. I will kick the hell out of somebody.
I was so spooked.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, I'm right there with you.
And I mean, since then, well, last week there was a circumstance that had me recording on the green backdrop. But and not because of that like scary little slither of a silhouette that I saw that was like just this. And the bedroom was dark, so it's not like I could definitely tell it was her. I just saw her eyeball and I was freaked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
no thanks.
Our apartment isn't like super big or anything. But she keeps the dog in the bedroom, so that he's not causing a fit while we're recording. So I'm in the living room, but you have to you have to pass through the living room to get to the bathroom.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Are you still recording?" I was like, "No, we finished up a little bit ago." And she was like, "I told you to let me know, like in case if I had to use the bathroom." And I was like, "You can use it." Like, she's like, "I don't want to interrupt. I don't want I don't want to be." I was like, "Dude, this is your place too." Anyway, I mean, ultimately, just with the lighting here, it's just a little bit easier. So I've at least for now, I'm going to be doing these recordings probably from here. Yeah, it's all good. You got anything coming up?
Other than my shore gig.
This is
and this will
publishing
be on the 13th. So it'll be today. So I mean, if you guys are watching this in the morning, feel free to, and you guys are going down to the shore this weekend, I'll be down at Cape May today from 4 to 8 at the Harry's Oceans Bar and Grill. So feel free to come out to that if you guys are in the Cape May area today. And then I'm going to be in Prospect Park, PA, in Delco on May 28th at the Tumble Inn from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Memorial Day weekend. So if you guys aren't going to the shore that weekend or staying local, feel free to catch me there, and I'll be playing some tunes for you.
Tunes. Yeah, I have.
And I know you got some competitions coming up, so you got some busy weekends coming to you as well this month.
Yeah, I mean, once this drops, I'll have already done.
And are they all local or local competitions? Are you traveling for any of them?
Well, the one that was in New Jersey will have happened 2 weekends ago by the time this drops. And then the weekend prior, so this past weekend, once this drops, I'll have been in Oaks, PA at the Expo Center in Oaks, which is where like they do all the like Comic Cons in the area. It's near King of Prussia.
Nice.
And then next weekend, I'm actually back in King of Prussia again. So
Mm-hmm.
rather local, not super far.
Right.
And then just the recitals in June. In the vicinity of the studios which I teach at. So,
Yeah.
Uh, what county is that? I'm not even sure. Let me look this up real quick. Not to
For
hold
King of
everybody
Prussia?
up. No,
Or
like Royersford, Limerick area. Even Bluebell.
county?
I feel like. Let me see. PA.
It's
I look
Phoenixville.
these up a lot.
I think it's considered Phoenixville area, right?
County?
Is
Let me
that
see.
the county? I'm horrible with that stuff sometimes. Or no, county.
It's probably Berks County or Lehigh County or Montgomery County even.
I was just gonna say Montgomery. I think it might have been Montgomery. Because I think Berks is
Yeah.
kind of in between Delco and Montgomery. Or Chester County.
You know what? I think my one studio near Bluebell is Montgomery County. I'm just not sure. Let me see this real quick. Limerick,
Yeah.
PA.
Yeah,
Montgomery
Phoenixville
County.
is just
Yeah,
another city in there. But yeah.
So yeah, Limerick is Montgomery County, and I'm pretty sure that the what's it called? Sorry, y'all. The venue that they're at is probably in Montco also. So I'll have 2 in Montco in June, and then 1 in Wilmington and 1 in Baltimore. So yeah, that's June. One every weekend, fortunately. But the caveat here is that I have the studio that I teach at on Saturdays. Their recital is the 3rd weekend, and then the 1st and 2nd weekend I have recitals on the Saturday, but I will still have classes those 2 Saturdays. So I'm like trying to coordinate this week since now that I'm lining all that up, I'm trying to figure out like, okay, can I go teach and then make it to the recital? Because if I can't, I need to find coverage. And the kid, I only have a couple classes at that studio. The one is like a competition class, which the kids already know the dance. So that's not an issue to have someone cover the class and run them. It's my younger kids that are like 5, 6, and 7. Some of them, it might be their first recital or a second recital, and they're just that young. That if there isn't a teacher present to like that knows the dance to help cover, it's like gonna be a wash. So it's almost like I gotta try to see if I can at least teach that first class and then get on to whatever recital I have to make. So that scheduling is going to be pretty rough. But yeah, and then July lightens up a little bit. Got a couple competitions in Atlantic City. I also don't know, which I was saying on a last episode, I don't know if I'll be able to get to them. It just depends on when those routines are scheduled. And I won't know until about a week and a half or 2 weeks ahead of time to be able to facilitate scheduling all that. But you know what? We do what we can, right, man? I mean,
Yeah, man.
And fortunately, I'll have been able to see all of my teams that I choreographed for, and all of my projects that I set for competition scene, perform at least once on stage. So that'll be nice, and then I'll get to see most of them perform the recitals, and then, like I said, the season wraps up after nationals, and then my one company show is in August, and then it's like, do it again. I mean, and the good thing about the nationals that my kids are going to is there's a lot of top tier talent that goes there. So even just going to that as a spectator, I watch some of these other dances that it inspires me as a choreographer, and I say, all right, I need to get back to work. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
in a good way, not like a this person really just stepped up their game. I might as well just quit. I might as well just quit teaching. No, it inspires me to say, okay, how can I put a little spin? And this is what artists do. you don't, if you're putting out the same type thing all the time, and everyone has their style, but it's about like tweaking it in this direction and this direction and this
Evolving.
in all of the directions, right? So, and is there anything else that we want to leave our folks with before we sign off tonight, this morning?
Just that we appreciate your continued support, and thank you for listening for another episode. Jim, buddy, tell them where you can where these our listeners can find us.
So we were talking about, well, we don't always talk about the Gmail because we're I feel like more people are either commenting or they're reaching out to us through like separate mediums. A lot of our viewers are kind of close to us, so we do get DMs from them that kind of say, hey, maybe talk about this, that, or the other. So you can find us on Gmail. It's the number 1 setpod@gmail.com. You can catch us on Spotify, which currently the video version is now available. Anthony, I believe you said that was thanks to Anchor, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Big shouts out to Anchor.fm for allowing their creators to have video podcasts available on Spotify.
Yes. And if you can also watch us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. It's One Set Pod. You can catch us just the audio versions again on Spotify or on Apple Music. Did I miss any of them? I thought I got them.
You did great, buddy. And
thanks,
give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram, all the social media networks. We are totally on all day, every day, chitter chattering. So hit us up. Let us know what you think of the show. And again, thank you guys for being here. This has been another episode of One Set.
Love you guys.
buddy.
Love you, brother.
Have a good one.
You too.